let us begin the book launch proper and talk more about it and learn more about it. Let us welcome the maximizing,
The gorgeous,
The passionate FQ Mom,
Rose
Fres
Fausto. Let's give her a warm round of applause.
Wow! Such adjectives.
Yeah.
Hindi ko dinikta yung mga adjectives na yun voluntarily expressed by the boys.
Oh, so Ma, how are you? How are you feeling? Do you feel any pressure right now?
I don't feel any pressure but pleasure right now.
That's new.
But anyway, I'm really very excited. Halata ba? Ear-to-ear grin. And this is really a very special night for me. And I'm so, so thankful for all of you who are here. Thank you for carving out your Saturday evening to be with us.
Yes, Ika nga. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
thank you so much. What's really interesting is today we're not just launching FQ Book 3, but we're actually celebrating so many things. There's the 60th birthday, but also the culmination of years-long obra, in your own words, no? The FQ trilogy. So you'd like to give us a background of what this whole trilogy is about?
Okay, so if you remember, my very first book was Raising Pinoy Boys, di ba? And the editor of this book, when she read it, sabi na, you know, Rose, yung chapter mo on money matters, that could be an entire book. And then after that, I started getting invited to give talks in schools, companies, tapos naging mga TV shows, radio shows. And the common favorite among the readers was that on money matters. Na siguro nagulat sila, no? Bata pa, grade school, nagba-balance sheet na kayo. So sabi ko, sige nga, let's try to write a book out of this. So my working title was FQ, the Nth Intelligence. So I wrote everything, and in 2016, I came up with the manuscript, di ba? And then when I showed
I
it to
remember
you,
that. Yeah.
ano sabi nyo?
Para ito so textbook, heavy, medyo,
Serious.
Yeah, serious. Now, we were like saying, Ma, when you talked about money naman before, it was always makwento, it was always easy to understand. Parang nawala yung voice. Para siyang, parang textbook in school na medyo nakaka-bore.
So, syempre, sila kasi yung aking mga most supportive cheerleaders, but at the same time, my most honest critics as well. So, I took a closer look at the manuscript, and sabi ko, oo nga, no? So how do I bring back my voice? And I decided that I had to break it down. Dami ko kasing gustong sabihin. So I decided to break it down into 3 big parts. So the FQ trilogy. And tapos parang sabi ko, so anyway, I already knew what I was gonna say. I thought that it would take me a shorter period of time to write the 3 books. But I was so wrong, especially sa akin, kasi hindi ako mabilis magsulat ng libro eh. Kaya mahirap kaya kayo, kung in-invite kayo na pumunta sa book launch, pumunta kayo!
And thank you very much
Thank
for
you for
everybody
attending.
for being here.
Thank you for
It's
attending.
like talagang conceiving a child, getting
Yeah. Ma,
pregnant.
what was your guess, your initial guess of how long it would have taken you?
Akala ko I'd be able to release 1 book after mga 6 months interval. Ang yabang, Sabi ko, sige, 1 year siguro. Para every year may nire-release. But then, sabi ko nga, it's like giving birth. And it was just recent that I realized, hey, look at this, Parang talagang pagbubuntis, panganganak. Kasi if you remember, Marty was born, yung intervals ng trilogy, parang yung pagbubuntis ko. Marty was born in 1990, and then 3 years after, Enrique was born in 1993. 3 years after, Anton was born in 1996. Tapos tinignan ko yung FQ books. FQ Book 1 was released in 2018. 3 years after, FQ Book 2. And then 3 years after, ito na, 2024, FQ Book 3.
That's so interesting, no? FQ1. So I'll speak kasi Son 1, no? FQ Book 1 talked about this really important 21st century skill on FQ intelligence. You talk about childhood money memory. You talk about identifying ano ba yung core values mo so that's what you use to fund your money. And the basic laws of money. And of course, I mean, if you've seen also the centerpieces in your tables, later no, during dinner, there's a QR code there feel free to take the FQ test para malaman natin what is your score for knowledge and behavior towards this FQ, di ba?
Yeah, and just to kind of quickly wrap through it. So FQ Book 2, if you recall, was a double back-to-back book. Why financial education alone does not work, and the psychology of money, both of which are really interesting concepts that I was really happy I was able to tackle in an easier to understand way. If you remember, there were two personas, makatwirang Mac, like a rational, like robo side, and there was the emotional Emong, which is the part that we're probably more used to whenever we make our financial decisions, very emotional. And there's really that gap kasi of knowledge and behavior. So that was really what Mama went through with that second book.
Yeah, actually, it was not easy for me to come up with book 2 because the title goes, Why Financial Education Alone Does Not Work. So, syempre, sabi ko noon, nako, baka yung mga katrabaho ko about itong mga financial education, ma-hurt ng konti. Meron nga mga na-hurt din talaga, no? But the effect that is just correlated to financial education is a very minuscule 0.1%. So if that were a vaccine, are you gonna take it? Di ba hindi? So talagang yun yung kailangan ding sabihin.
Yeah. So if financial education doesn't work, nga, diba, what does? And that's what we talk about in FQ Book 3, High FQ by Design, Shape Your Environment for a Financially Healthy You. So we were talking about na it was 3 years intervals, you had 3 books, you had 3 sons. When you were writing the third book, did it get easier? Kasi may practice ka na sa book 1, book 2.
Akala ko, but I was wrong. In fact, very similar to parenting. Very similar to parenting. Sabi nga, no, after
Hint, hint.
son 1 and then son 2, sabi mo, oh, alam ko na to.
Yeah.
But just when you thought that you knew all the answers to the questions, they changed the questions. You totally changed the questions.
Hey, but I
love you, darling.
The most challenging situations are the most rewarding. Diba?
Yeah, it was really challenging. Kasi nga, I think FQ Book 3 became very challenging kasi it was now the culmination of the many years of me studying the subject matter, writing about it, teaching about it. I actually teach it as a subject at the Ateneo. It's called Understanding Money Behavior through Behavioral Science. And also, I learned from my readers, my students. So yun, kaya ito na tayo ngayon. We are going to really unravel all of these things.
It's so nice that the foreword is written by the former BSP governor. And I mean, BSP, Bangko Sentral, they're the ones who control the interest rates. If you want to take a loan, they're gonna affect how we're gonna, anong monthly bayarin natin, di ba? So it's interesting. I wanted to just highlight what he wrote here, that High FQ by Design is an indispensable resource for both novices and seasoned professionals. So it's open, not just for those who work in the finance sector. It challenges readers to scrutinize their financial assumptions, broaden understanding, and apply straightforward and effective financial tools and techniques. So mga hacks, FQ hacks. Right? So the book can also provide regulators and policymakers with a unique perspective of financial behaviors. So by understanding cognitive biases, like the way we think naturally, driving financial decisions, policymakers can design better policies that promote high FQ. That's something I really look forward to. Now, everybody will have better financial well-being, health, and control over their own money.
Yeah, actually, the effect of our environment is really, really very heavy, And the way our countries run really tells a lot about the financial condition of most of the Filipinos. So, medyo mahirap yun. So, the part 1 talks about the challenges, part 2 talks about the power of design, and then part 3 now talks about what do we do? How do we now design our family? So, dun sa High FQ Family by Design, I talk about steps, much like building your home, starting with the mood board, the pillars, all the way to buying the appliances. So yan yung asset diversification, asset allocation, and then yun na yung part 3. What do you do now? Pati yung sa company, if you are leaders or owners of company, and the nation.
So what's really interesting there is when you went through all those 3, we actually got other people also from the industry who gave their 2 cents to it. So not just BSP Gov. I just want to read here. You can see here on the back of the book the other people who actually gave their thoughts. So for example, Edward Lee, who's the founder and chairman of COL Financial Group, said, "Unlock the secrets to living a happy, healthy, and fulfilling life with High FQ by Design, the third book of Rose's FQ trilogy. This book is your blueprint to developing a high financial quotient through actionable steps that can be applied at home, in the workplace, and across the nation. Don't just dream financial success, design your environment to achieve it. Use the FQ trilogy as your roadmap to understanding and enhancing your FQ to help you take the first step towards a financially empowered future." And we actually have other people who also gave their thoughts. Bo Sanchez, best-selling author, entrepreneur, and the founder of Truly Rich Club, said that reading this immersive book felt like I was enrolled in an MBA in personal finance. So, for those who are thinking of MBAs, eto na lang pala. Basahin nyo na lang daw yung book. Thank you so much, Rose, for sharing your genius to the world. And last but not the least, we have April Lee Tan, Chief Equity Strategist at COL Financial, also host of Insights with April Lee Tan, says that Rose has a gift of inspiring Filipinos to work towards financial freedom. In this book, she shares fun and easy-to-follow tips that everyone can do to pursue that dream, complete with examples of how she applied it personally with the family. I think that's the one that was really good for all of these people. So High FQ by Design is a book that Pinoys can refer to again and again, and I would also myself, as their financial situation evolves throughout different stages of their lives, whether they're young adults, beginning their careers, or even senior citizens, as they are right now, enjoying their grandchildren. So she says and ends it with this: "Following the advice found in this book will help them and their family reach their goal of becoming financially free."
Yeah. Sabi nga ni di ba, like an MBA. I really included a lot of experiments here.
Yeah.
There's one that I'd like to share with you right now, no? This is called the No Filter versus Oldify versus Beautify versus Youngify. You know how we are right now? We're so fond of using filters on our social media. Raise your hand if you do that. I took interest in this, and this is what we did. So this was an experiment to see, For the first group, this is the control group, no filter. The participants were exposed to a photo of them without filter. The second group was exposed to their oldified self. And the third group is exposed to their youngified. Parang beauty ko dun, So we asked them the same set of questions about saving and investing. And this is what we found out. We found out that the oldified self, yung mga exposed to their old selves, they registered the highest savings rate. And then, ang lowest savings rate, yung mga nag-filter, yung mga naka-expose sa filtered self nila. And over 50% of them said that they will save what is left. And that is a sure formula for a disastrous retirement, right?
Yes, and speaking of disastrous events, in chapter 3.2, you talked about how a flawed design can be fatal. There was this very interesting thing that happened. I can remember it, the joke. It happened in 1996. Can you tell us more about this ozone?
Yeah, that's your birth year, right? 1996.
Yeah, 96.
So to those of you who were born much, much earlier than Anton, do you remember Ozone Disco? Yeah, this was a disco along Timog Avenue. So it was on March 18, 1996. And there was it was full packed, 350 patrons, 40 employees. It was the year-end celebration of a lot of high school students, college students. And then, so syempre, they were doing the tugs-tugs of the 90s, And then, parang nagkaroon ng mga flicker of lights, tsaka smokes. Woo! Ganun sila lalo, Akala nila mga effects lang. But then, nung lumakas yung fire at nag-shut down yung electricity, they realized, oh my God, something's happening. And this is the sad part. So what do? If there's a fire, you run to the exit door, right?
Takbo.
You run to the exit door. It so happened that Ozone Disco violated building code. Specifically, the exit door, it only swung inward. So if there is a rush of people, what's gonna happen? Di ba? kaka-stampede yun. Moreover, there was a building being built right in front of it. Tapos, yung mga guards, ano ba nangyayari dito? Ba't naglalabasan? They thought na baka mamaya hindi magbayad itong mga to. Hindi nila binuksan na tinulungan. So gosh, di ba? What a tragedy. It became the biggest tragedy in the country, and actually it's one of the top 10 in the world na tragedies in club. And the reason why I included this in the book is that the flawed design of that exit door was really very fatal to the tragic end of these people. In as much as that it was tragic to the end of these people, a flawed design in our retirement can also bring about a fatal and tragic exit to
right.
our life. Di ba, no? So
Moral
parang
of the
just a
story,
cunning.
sliding doors. Joke lang, joke lang. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
Example for flawed design. And I think as a mom author, you also included that in the book, plus also in our lives, even before the term choice architecture was probably used or made. And I think there's another concept also called libertarian paternalism, right? So even before that we encountered these terms, I think these were some examples of us growing up na we experienced these things.
So siguro, to those who are hearing it for the first time, choice architecture is just the use of design to nudge someone to do what you want them to do. Ano? Para bang you're presenting the choices so that the one that you want them to take is the easiest to take. And then libertarian paternalism naman is the legitimate use of choice architecture in order to make that person do what is right for him according to him. So yan yung mga
Yes.
So
pinagagawa.
parang making it easier to make the right choice and not rely on will.
Yes, kasi our will sometimes deplete. So I have a question then for the three of you.
Yes.
Kasi ginamit namin yan ni Papa sa inyo noon eh. Yan hindi obvious. What was your favorite ba, or what do you think was very effective na libertarian paternalism or maternalism that we used that do you think really worked for you now that you guys are adults? Who
I
wants to go first?
remember before in my grade school during summer, diba, we have all this free time bigla. And so we'd be at home most of the time, and I'd say, parang if there's a random afternoon, I'm bored, ma. Parang I'm not going out, with my friends, or I'm not playing or something. I'm bored, and he always made us feel na parang boredom is a choice, like that's on you. So parang I felt na it's not exactly na choice architecture, but I feel like in a way, I psychologically parang the choice of boredom wasn't there. I wasn't allowed to be bored, but I feel
you were
like
allowed, but that was your call.
it was frowned upon. Syempre. It was frowned upon. So I feel like, through the years, I ended up learning to be more productive with your time. Kasi, everybody has, they say, everybody has the same number of hours in a day as Beyonce. So it's up to you how you use that time. So I felt that stuck to me, our whole view of what boredom is.
For me, I think so related to finances, she'd always make us update our balance sheets. So that's something that I'm not sure if you guys have ever experienced. And your mom's like, oh, time na to update your balance sheet. So obviously, not exactly the most fun thing to do for a kid. And whenever we wouldn't want to do it, she's like, okay, so do you want to do it now or do you want to do it later afternoon? Walang option na yes or no. Na do it or not do it. It's
Yes
now,
or yes later.
Now or so yes now or yes later. Choice architecture. You always have a choice, but you're gonna end up having to do it.
But it's mama's choice.
Same. I think mine was when we were getting allowances, grade 1 or grade 2 bata ako nun. The rule was you can't get the allowance for the next week if you don't show yung tracking of expenses mo in your notebook from the previous week. So Sunday night, okay ma, allowance. Okay, where's your list of expenses? Wala pa. Okay, hindi pa pwede. Okay. Sige. Here na. Okay, here's your allowance.
Parang cram muna.
Cramming.
Ikaw, Mama, did you have any choice architecture nudges that you think that helped, not just your professional life, but even your relationship with Papa, keep it healthy, and how you were able to maintain your dress size all these years?
Okay, let's go first to the relationship because Marvin remains to be my favorite person in the world. after 35 years, we turned 35 on August 12, last month. We really kind of decided, no, na parang this was like the most important relationship, that we can be the best parents if we have a great marriage. We can be the best individuals if we are confident of the support of the spouse. So I think when it comes to nudge or choice architecture, we had the Friday date, di ba? So I think that's what I can
I remember
share.
that.
We had the Friday date. Every Friday, kailangan kaming mag-date, kahit ano pa man, such that yung mga ibang clients si Marvin, alam na nila na, kung si Marvin, kailangan mo ng dinner on a Friday, kailangan kong bigyan mo si Rose.
I saw that. So when I joined the industry, yun yung usapan nila, ay, wait lang, Friday yan ah. Si Marvin, kailangan may +1 dapat yan ah. Or else hindi siya pupunta.
Yun. So yun ang gusto ko i-share na choice architecture namin. Para bang, andun na yun, nakakalendaryo na siya. And then, when it comes to the dress size, payabang ng konti, ano? When I gave birth to Marty, ang aking first baby, I was prepared to get bigger. I actually bought dresses of bigger size before going back from my maternity leave. Pero shortly after, medyo nag-lose ako ng weight. Sabi ko, pwede pala. So that motivated me. So ang ginawa ko after that, I wouldn't buy clothes when I wasn't in my right size. And then, yung iba kasi, di ba sabi nila, di you buy na lang the small size to motivate yourself. Hindi ko rin ginawa yun. Kasi I read somewhere that women already, they already feel joy with the shopping. So sabi ko, no joy yet. Go back first. And of course, syempre, arte. Lagi ko sinusuot yung aking original wedding gown on our milestone weddings. Yan. Oh, di ba ang yabang?
A round of applause, please.
I think that's a very good match. So sana mapanindigan hanggang next.
Yeah. So alam mo, I think kaya yan till in the future years in our future celebrations. I think kaya pa to still fit in that. Anyway, to move on and to wrap this, in your epilogue, no, it was interesting that you got a bit emotional, diba? Writing this, the experience of it. And I remember, and I quote from the book, you said, "I feel different emotions as I write this part in the FQ trilogy. It's a mix of excitement, relief, and perhaps a bit of nostalgia, as it's already the conclusion of this big project of mine that has spanned for many years." Is there something else you want to elaborate on or share with us?
Yeah, so when I was writing that part, talagang na-emo ako. And up to now, no, there's a lot of mixed emotions. May excitement, may konting relief, natapos na. And it also coincided with me entering this stage. So I'm now on my third act. Kasi yung first act was when I was born, I studied, I started working, started having you two. And then the second act from age 30 until last September 4, that's when I had you, and I had my second wind, which is writing and teaching. And now I'm on my third act. And in literature kasi, di ba, that's the final act. That's when the protagonists are able to answer the questions in life. They get to know themselves better. And that's also my wish for the readers of my book in this FQ journey, for them to really understand who they really are. Because, in the end, why do we bother about all this talk about money, FQ? Because the real purpose of money naman is to fulfill our core values and live our dream life. So that's my wish, and I hope this FQ trilogy will be my humble contribution to fulfilling that for my readers.
Yes.
Yeah, that deserves a round of applause.
Yeah. And just to add, no, on a personal note, I always get touched when you would say na the three of us are God's greatest
gift to the world.
God's greatest gifts to us and our greatest gifts to the world.
Yes. Yeah. Pero syempre, diba, a mom would believe that. A mom would say that about her kids. I believe it also, but I think these books are also your greatest gifts to the world. Kasi diba, with books, long after we're gone, we can still read it, and hopefully this will inspire a new generation of behavioral economists and choice architects to continue this and really help hopefully the Philippines to be a more financially literate and a more healthy FQ for Filipinos.
I think it would be good also to point out that with these three books, it's really great that you were able to put everything into perspective. I love kasi how from all of the stories, from the first to the second and now with the third, it always goes back to the personal first, and then with the people who are really most important to you, which are family, which I think is really the way to get this to later on move on to company level and even nation level. And personally, I use it a lot for dealing with yung mga clients namin. So they really appreciate it also. I really hope that this doesn't end your your writing career as an author. Excited to see because she has so many other ideas for how to make new series. But definitely this is one of those that's going to leave a mark. And I'm really happy that we're able to celebrate that today.
Yes, I think just to add, we are entering Mama's FQ Lola era naman. Sa new
Grammy.
Grammy
era.
FQ Grammy, sorry.
Where's Amelia?
She's outside. Taking a break. She's there at the back pala. Hello. Yeah, I think the human spirit can still be strong and even brighter as we move to Act
Yeah,
3.
the human spirit is actually more beautiful at this stage. So third act, people, here we come.
All right, thank you. Let's give another round of applause.